Playing the opposite sex. How was the experience? I've been pondering for a game I'll be joining soon on if I could, well, play as a girl, and pick related would be the PC, or the PC's mum if I choose a guy. It feels like it'd be weird to play the opposite sex, but also specifically in this case it feels less weird for a girl to drink someone's blood than a guy's. For those who've played in voice chat, Roll20 and the like, how is it playing the opposite sex? I've never played the opposite sex for a voice campaign before. I'm on the fence.
So if you open up the image, you can see up the skirt. So that's a warning. That's a warning sign.
Oh yeah, you can't see up the skirt.
So that's a warning sign. So I'll give you my experience. I've only ever played as a femoid once because I've got kitties, of course.
And because they don't exist.
Yeah, of course, and they don't exist. And it was an orc at that. So it's like, you know.
Is it really a female?
Is it really a female? You know, you're asking a lot of questions here. Honestly, like, I don't really see the big deal in it. I would, you know, that's what I would normally say. That's what I would normally say.
Yes.
But this is the internet, so of course someone's gonna pervert it, and that's just the way it always is. I have played with a few people that always play the opposite sex, and honestly, I don't really see, there's no issue.
As long as you don't come in and go, oh, I'm a lady.
Yeah, unless you don't turn into Little Britain.
Yeah,
tier.
and start doing a
although
girl
one of the
voice.
guys that does do it, he did do a voice, and I was like, "Mate, that's creepy as sin," and he was like, "Oh," and then I think I kind of hurt his feelings, so I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
But it is creepy.
It was a wee bit creepy, but you know, like, no hard feelings and all that. Let's jump into this. Let's see what other people have came across.
Every male NPC wanted to fuck me. It was weird, but I guess it's pretty realistic.
I mean, yeah, you got that. I mean, like, thirsty DMs are going to be thirsty. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I typically choose a class or a concept I want and then find a nice picture and use that for inspiration. So I've played both sexes before, and other people in my group have done the same. As long as you're playing an actual character and not being weird about being the opposite sex, it works fine, and I've never had an issue. Though if you have players in your group that do the stereotypical hit on literally any female NPC thing, I guess there might be problems there. Also, I've found a good method for a low effort female voice is just to try and speak a little softer and faster than normal. At least when I do that, my voice naturally goes a bit higher pitch without sounding super fake. Not sure if that works for everyone though.
I just wouldn't bother doing a voice altogether.
So you try and do that, James. So,
Softer.
low effort. So you try and speak a little softer and a little faster than normal.
Oh, hello, Megan. Hello. Hello, Megan. Would you like to play some role-playing games with me?
Why is that me?
Me? Hello,
What's this?
because I'm a lady. Of course. Do you guys want... would you like to seduce me? Seduce me, please. Oh, silly me. Oh, my...
Oh, James, stop it. You're giving me the ick.
You know that, God, yeah. I could you sit down at the table with me doing that for hours on end?
Absolutely not.
This is, honestly, I don't really do voices. I sometimes, and even then, it's more I don't do voices, it's the way I put together sentences changes for characters. That's how I do it. I don't really change my voice, I just change the format. Does that make any weird sense? Yeah. That's how I would go about it. Honestly, it just doesn't sound good a lot of the time, you know.
Fellas, is it gay to exclusively play male characters as a man? Think about it. It means that out of all the traits a character could have, the presence or absence of a dick is what determines whether or not you play one. Spending this much time thinking about someone's dick sounds pretty gay to me.
I mean, you know what? Actually, he's right.
He's got a point.
That is kind of gay because women like men, and that means like you're gay.
Yeah.
That means wait.
And then if you kissed a woman and she's kissed another guy,
that's like you may as well have just kissed another fella.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Or she sucked off another guy, then sucked off you. There's basically a guy sucking you off.
May as well be the same thing
May as well
at this
be
point.
the same thing. No homo.
Yeah, no homo, guys. No homo. The weirdest thing, people actually think like that. I've unironically met people that actually have this exact worldview. It's like, man, you're never going to be happy. Or is it just justification for being gay? I don't know. Simon, I know it's you.
I played a female once, and my GM gave me a rapist NPC who was obsessed with her. He would stalk her, leave presents at her bed, and constantly talk about their future together. The upside was he would murder people who inconvenienced my character, so a lot of his gifts would just be the guts of whatever NPC trader made a snide remark.
Honestly, sounds kind of helpful.
It does sound kind of helpful.
Do you want to murder hobo? Do you want to manipulate people?
Yeah.
Did we not do this one before? What was that story about the lolly and the simp party we did the other week?
Yeah.
Go check out that story, because this is what this sounds like, unironically. I'll link to it down below, so I'll definitely. It was a fun story. I enjoyed it.
Playing another sex is just like playing another race, religion, nationality, mental state, etc.
Mental state, yeah.
It is only weird or bad if you make it weird or bad. I'm a happily married man, and I don't hesitate to present female characters as player or GM. My most recent character was a male vampire in a voice campaign, and I routinely introduce male, female, and other potential love interests to the PCs in my campaigns. Tip 1. Don't try and sound like a woman. You could soften your voice a little, or otherwise change your tone and accent to better fit the character's speech. But unless you're a highly skilled voice actor, I would advise against going full falsetto. You could even rely on narration like Vampira sneers, then haughtily tells the bandit to throw down his weapon.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable enough. Yeah, that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, do it in third person, it sounds better.
Well, it's easier for a DM.
Also, people aren't being creepy going,
Milady.
Tip 2.
Stand aside.
Tip 2. When making a female character, work from examples. You've presumably spoken with a woman before.
That's expecting an awful lot.
An awful lot from people. You presumably spoke to a woman before, even if only your mother, sister, aunt, or teacher. You've seen movies and TVs with female protagonists. Ideally, you've maybe even read a few books like that. Use those as basis, not whatever memes or stereotypes the internet might give you. You're making, at least the facade of, a complete and complex fictional person, and despite what RK9 will tell you, that includes women.
Does it though? I don't know.
RK9, I always say RK9.
GoBots 9000.
Yeah, R9K.
I never go, honestly. You know who loves it? Grand. Grand loves R9K, and of course he does.
Grand oozes R9K.
He does. He's the living embodiment of GoBot.
Tip 3. Don't fetishize. That's the single fastest way to make this weird.
Wait, what?
This is important, especially with the upskirt anime pic you posted.
Yeah.
Even if the character you're playing is a type that you'd want to fuck, don't let that influence your role-playing, unless this is going to be an ERP or stealth ERP.
Is this a new word for stealth?
What's stealth ERP?
This is what we do videos on all the time. I like the way we've got a word for it now.
Know. You need to be able to separate your sexuality from the characters, or else you need to de-emphasize that aspect entirely.
I don't know, I like to dehumanize females at every chance I get.
It is entirely...
Much love from Kazakhstan.
James, fuck off.
You know, I got banned from Instagram for that. I hate blank so much. Much love from Kazakhstan. I commented.
It is entirely possible to ignore this advice and get away with it.
Is it?
I've definitely made a few female NPCs that existed for subtle magical realm purposes, and my players, except my wife, never knew. But as a beginner, you shouldn't try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know, that's what you get with a lot of these. A lot of people have really nice ideas, and they're like, oh, I could do this, or I could do that, and think of how cool it would be. But the problem is, most people are either inexperienced, and they're just, like, there's so many things I've came across. I've got so many stories where it's like, oh my god, I want to try that, I really want to do it, but I just don't have the expertise to do it well, and I know it's going to be a train wreck. So if you know something's going to be a train wreck, honestly, I think this guy's pretty... I would argue, if you have that much of a problem playing females, having to try another race, religion, nationality, mental state. You know, play a paranoid schizophrenic once in a while. Yeah. That's what I like to do. I honestly, half my characters are paranoid schizophrenics, if I be honest with you. Maybe that's an outward.
In quotations, characters.
Characters. Yeah, Megan. Hello, this is Megan. What was that? That's Patricia. What was that movie again?
It's not me, it's Patricia.
Yes, Split, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great movie.
Right, you slimy human maggots. We has been working hard at Neckpedia to get the bestest little people that monies can buy. We got all the boys here. We got the boys, the lizard boys, vampire boys, all the boys over at Neckbeardia. Oh, we also got some pretty girls too. But I can't really make out which one's the boys and which one's the girls sometimes. But anyway, I need more monies to get more daggers, so get on over and order some now, you filthy pigs.
Every video that we post, we're going to be giving away all of our homebrew content to one lucky winner. Every video. All you have to do to be in with a chance to win is to be subscribed, leave a comment, and like this video. And today's lucky winner is this guy. Well done! Well done! To claim your prize, just send an email to neckbeardiacontact@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video. I once got challenged to make a female character for a campaign by my friend, and since I'm a huge coomer, they knew it would be hard for me not to make shit weird.
What was the challenge then?
What was the challenge?
Like, how long is it going to be before you whip your dick out and start jacking it all over the table?
So I made an old, wrinkly babushka obsessed with keeping the rest of the party fed and warmly dressed.
You know someone's gonna try it.
Telling stories about how everything was better back then, and gossiping about current events with other old ladies at the marketplace. It was surprisingly fun.
That sounds really good until it turns out that she was she used to service the boys in World War II or something, you know what I mean? It's going to be like, professional hand jobber. Number one in all of Russia, Soviet Union.
Soviet Russia.
I'd played a female character only twice, despite playing and GMing since 2005. One was a 16-year-old apprentice wizard in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplaying 2nd edition, rolled completely randomly. I rolled even for the sex of the character, because during the generation both I and the GM were drunk, and thought it would be a funny idea.
Yeah, how funny would it be, right, if I played a woman, and then guess what, guys? Yeah, my titties fell out. Yeah.
Another time I played a female half-orc barbarian in Pathfinder 2. Both of the characters ended as insane, cruel, and murderous bitches. The wizard girl started as a sweet and innocent apprentice of an old light wizard, who treated her with fatherly affection. By the end of the campaign, she was an insane self-taught necromancer with a burning hatred towards Skaven, and slowly flaying any surviving ones and raising them later.
Honestly, that's not really saying much for Warhammer Fantasy. Let's be serious. If you play Warhammer Fantasy and your character doesn't have extreme PTSD by the end of the campain, were you playing in that setting?
Absolutely not.
I find it hard to believe that anyone could exist in the Warhammer 40k or Warhammer Fantasy. No one should be able to exist in that setting where literal demons and the undead and orcs and
sex demons,
literal lapis demons exist.
The barbarian obviously had anger issues from the start, but due to unfortunate chain of events, she ended as a psychotic insane monster worshipping Lamusha.
We have butchered that, but let's just keep going.
She even became her priestess. Started as chaotic neutral, ended as chaotic evil. Never had such problems with male characters. What I think is if people are playing female characters, lead with emotions, don't lead with thought.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually.
Lead with emotions, because girls lead an awful lot through life through emotions, and before they think about it, and then afterwards they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
From experience, guys.
And I suppose if you're in a very, if you're playing as an adventurer, I'm going to assume you're in a lot of extremely stressful,
emotional
situations. So yeah, I suppose that would make sense. That would definitely work. I think this guy made some great points, but his picture's absolute couldn't beat. So, opinion disregarded. Let's keep going.
It's weird only if someone makes it weird. The list of female PC/significant NPCs I've seen, in no particular order, is as follows. PC, fighter/ranger-esque childhood friend of one of the other PCs. Had a crush on him, but was a...
Words, am I right, guys? So yeah, we looked it up, and
it's an anime word.
It's from some anime girl with pink hair that came up.
Was something about it. Said friend's PC was brutally killed in front of her second session. His eyeless head mailed to her next session. Was a murder hobo the rest of the campaign. The game was a bit messy, yet fun to begin with, but still kind of cringe looking back on it.
It doesn't sound too bad. But then again, I don't know this anime reference that they're making, so God knows.
The next one, PC. old lady witch of sin that enjoyed corrupting people in a murder hobo campaign.
Absolute gilf here, sounds like.
Played her one session before campaign died. I really enjoyed playing her for that session. The next one, PC. Cute young spider girl rogue that likes sewing and cooking. Wanted to play her as this assassin with good intentions and a naive world view, but that was still extremely capable of killing when needed. Used it in 2 campaigns. First one went pretty well until it died. In the second one, the whole naive act was a bit undercut by another PC. A guy playing a female cleric of life, non-stop loudly fucking another PC every fucking night.
Hoya! Hoya!
Oh my god, he's choking! Ninu!
Alright, there we go, keep going.
This player gets horny whenever the game is boring. Most boring D&D game I've ever played. The game eventually sucked the will out of me to roleplay her right. Probably a bad idea to begin with, and I avoid making cute PCs because of it.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like they've mismatched like a couple different seasons of Arya, or what do you call her, Maisie Williams character, from like they've just like taken different different seasons and then just smashed them in together, part of the whole cooking stuff.
Yeah. Next one, PC. Autist medic with a twisted moral compass when it came to advancing the medical field, and, eventually, her plans to make the world a better place. Performed surgery by making and unmaking the flesh with her mind powers. Completely deadpan. Matter of fact, delivery 80% of the time. Liked to tease people from time to time. Best fucking PC I've ever played. Period.
That sounds like it has some potential, but I don't know.
The next one, NPC. Tomboy Dragonkin Knight with hero syndrome. Party picked her up and turned into the party's tank. Towering Hulk of a woman. Still reads fairy tale night stories from time to time. Cute in her own way. Love her. Next one, NPC. Literal spawn of Lucifer himself.
The Antichrist!
Of Lucifer himself after torturing a paladin for 1,000 years that dared to stop his best chance at taking the material realm. She spoke the word of creation itself, so anyone who heard her voice had their minds implode, which made her basically mute. Party adopted her. Cool concept. Meh execution in game.
Yeah, it sounds like
something that powerful.
Yeah, you can't like just recreate spawn of Lucifer and then
have it mute.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
NPC. Oh, the next one. NPC. Elf army commander that fought for peace, even as the empire she fought for killed supernatural beings like herself. She was in disguise, just because she knew that the collapse of said empire would bring an unspeakable amount of conflict. I liked her very much. The next one. PC from another male player. Orphan, not Christian saint that shoots lasers. Helps those in need over her own life, but has anger issues. And has zero qualms on killing. Cool. The next one. PC from another male player. Tiefling Warlock. Chaotic good. Yet nuked a city and burned another...
good, guys.
Chaotic good. Yet nuked a city and burned another one before she was killed. Fucked everything that moved. Only player that has tried to turn a session into full ERP after I was about to fade to black. Sucker punched my motivation in a tense scene after basically responding in character with, "Is that it? LOL." After describing him a very graphic nightmare of her fiancé being eaten alive. Not even mad looking back on it. Chaos made the game fun aside from the magical realm shit and that blue-balled scene.
You know, that reminds me, do you guys remember, I've definitely told this story before, whenever I nicked that backwarder time.
Yeah, you have.
It's been a long time, so I don't mind. I'm going to tell it. Will I? Or will I keep it to the end? I'll keep it to the end. You finish this, please. We'll finish up soon.
Next one. PC from another male player. Cleric of Tempest, Thor, she, from Tiefling Warlock player after she died. It was okay. That was words out.
Yeah, that was absolutely... I have no idea what he was trying to say there.
The next one. PC from another male player. Edgy, I work alone rogue, from Tiefling Warlock player in another game. Next one. PC from another male player. Toreador vampire with too much fucking pride from Tiefling Warlock player in another game.
Okay, we got. I see a pattern here, so I do.
PC. The next one. PC. Mum with 2 kids from a weird race. Window of a male human.
Window.
Widow of a male human. Wanting to check the human world before dying. Ended up remarrying another human player at the end. It was okay. The next one. PC from another male player. Kid mage obsessed with the occult. It was alright. The next one. NPC. Slutty priestess of Elistri from my first campaign. I don't need to say anything more.
I don't think you do.
The next one. NPC. Second slutty priestess of Elistrin.
Ah, a man of culture, I see.
The next one. PC from another male player. Robot fighting girl with amnesia from the same guy that fucked non-stop as a life cleric. Started trying to fuck everyone and everything that moved. I killed the campaign the session he started groping the frog girl NPC.
Alex Jones enters the chat.
As I realised I wasn't prepared enough for what I was trying in this campaign. I used his horniness as an indicator from this point onward if the campaign is going badly. The next one, NPC. Frog girl I just mentioned. Born from my love for monster girls. And worst offender. Overly friendly and constantly covered in green slime. Thought it was funny giving handshakes to people only for them to get their hands slimy, and probably what prompted the player to just start hugging her. Literally defined by being a frog girl and nothing more. My gold standard for a bad female NPCs from this point onwards. Overall, if the character will actually have decent screen time, not throwaway / meme NPC, and would be able to do 60% of what you had in mind by swapping them to a guy, I think you're in for a bad time. Every regret I have with a female character played by guys is either cringy magical realm shit performed by neckbeards, including myself, or them being basically a concept art / pick that the player or DM given life, made to pose, do the thing, be cute, be edgy in a corner, be a perfect princess, can't do nothing wrong, and little else. That happens when the male characters too, I guess, but it seems to happen more with female PC.
Yeah, you know what this sounds like? You're objectifying womans. But unironically, though, to a certain extent, the problem is, this is whenever you're making a character, and I think this is why, especially in a lot of movies, like this is the problem we've got with Leia, this is the problem we've got with all Mary Sues. They're not really thought of as characters anymore, they are objects for the plot.
Yeah, they've just thrown in a woman for the sake of having a woman.
Yeah, you probably would have been better off just making them a male.
There's plenty badass women characters out there that have done very well.
Exactly. This is what annoys me about the whole thing. I feel like they're put in just for the pure bant. You know what I mean? It's like forced diversity. Essentially, that's what it feels like a lot of the time. It's just forced diversity.
Andrew Tate with a happy smile on his face. Maybe. So, you know what? I'm just going to say I'm very much in favor of female NPCs, player characters and all that. Do you want to know why? Because we've got a lovely model line. Yes, we do.
We don't have a lovely model line. We've got the best model line.
And
actually, in fact, we do have some new models that just came in last night, and they're like some OSR style, think not Warhammer Fantasy stuff from like the 80s. I really like the aesthetic. It's something that you don't see very often, and if you do, they're really expensive to get the originals.
Yeah.
So, if you want, we've got a lovely set of 3. I think they're definitely worth checking out. And if you want to call them female, you can call them female. They've got helmets on.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows. You have fun. Really, when it comes down to, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
When it comes to
what
female
do you think?
NPCs?
Let us know down in the comments below.
I
don't have a problem
I
with
don't
them,
mind.
But
Like,
it's a creepy guys who play them.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, the real question is, what is your intention?
Yeah.
Why
What are your intentions with my daughter?
Okay, so the only time I played a female NPC was a one-shot, it was a live stream. We played the one-shot before, but we had a TPK, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to play...
Recycle a character.
No, I was just going to play the wife.
Oh, yeah.
And then they died as well, and then after that, then I played the child.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it was 3, but we never finished the one-shot.
Yeah.
We all ended up dying. We died 3 times.
Yeah.
But honestly, the second time when I played the female, it was probably the closest. Wait, actually, come to think of that.
Did you do a voice?
No, I didn't do the voice, but that was the one where I climbed up the dragon's asshole.
Oh.
In snake form.
Nice.
I completely forgot about that.
Know what you
That's
think.
the only time I've played a female character.
You've climbed into the asshole of a dragon.
Oh my god, what have I become? My sweetest friend.
Well, let us know what you think down below. Leave a comment, like the video.
Oh, that
Don't even bother about liking videos anymore.
A
like them helps the algorithm.
Look, it does help us out a lot. Leave a comment. You know what you can do? Just leave a
dot
full stop or something.
Period. Just leave that. And that's it.
Because YouTube really doesn't care about what you actually say. They really don't. It's just
check the website out too, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.